Today we welcome to the show Mr. James Staake, the owner of Your American Flag Store. He is an American flag maker whose 6-year-old son sparked a small business idea and ended up being attacked by big tech. Welcome to the show, James.
Thanks for having me. I've been looking forward to this.
So let's start from the beginning, because what you and your family have been through has been really just horrifying, to say the least, in America. Tell our audience how your small business began. So we'll start from there.
Well, we started off with our 6-year-old son at the time came into our garage one evening when me and my buddies were having a sporting event in our garage, where the husbands are all out in the garage talking. The wives are inside with the kids talking. The little boys are running around the yard. My kid breaks off and comes into the garage and says, "Daddy, I got a business idea and I want to start a business." Of course, me and my buddies all kind of giggle at him and think that he's going to, do a lemonade stand. And we live in a rural area, so a lemonade stand is ridiculous because we have 4 neighbors. So we think it's cute and, admire the ambition, but we're curious, what's the idea? So we say, "Max, what's your big idea?" And he says, "Daddy, when you're not working with your tools, let's make American flags out of wood and we'll have mommy paint artwork on." So we say, "Okay, that sounds great. What kind of artwork?" And he says, "Well, like George Washington and Abraham Lincoln." And he just starts rambling off all these cool ideas. So one of my buddies takes a pen and starts jotting them down, and we discuss it a little bit and get a good laugh out of it. But by the morning, I had, pretty much forgotten. And he comes in our bedroom and says, "Daddy, let's go get the stuff to make this. Let's go start our business today." So at the time, my wife and I were living in California, paycheck, not even paycheck to paycheck, just digging a hole over time. And so we couldn't afford to go get the materials we needed to make even a single flag. But we did have a Home Depot gift certificate that we got for Christmas from one of our parents. So we took that and we got all the material and made a flag. By the end of that day, we had our first one, our prototype, if you will. And we were real proud of it. So we posted it on social media, and several of our friends bought one. Then they got their flag. They put them in their homes, and several of their friends bought them. And within about 3 months, we had about 50 orders, 45 or 50 orders. We started going to street fairs and carnivals and rodeos and that kind of thing.
Well, that's the American dream. That's the American dream come true. Right there. The family struggles, has an idea, the entrepreneurship, working together to make it happen. And why would big tech be interested in trying to take you down? Let's hear it.
I guess because it happened after we made a flag for a customer called in and asked us if we would make a flag with a silhouette of President Trump on it. And we agreed. We've taken, all kinds of custom art ideas and things that people have wanted on their flag, and we're happy to do it as long as it's tasteful and patriotic. And of course, any president is obviously patriotic, and we'd be proud to do it. So we made that flag, and that customer loved it. They posted on social media, they tagged us, and then we were immediately flagged and shut down. When I mean shut down, so this actually happened about 4 months into COVID. So we were traveling around the country, going to rodeos, going to carnivals, going to state fairs, any place that we could find where patriots gathered and socialized. So, we went from San Diego to Reno, Nevada, all the way over to Sturgis. And it was going very, very well. Then COVID hit. That obviously shut down any type of opportunity to do face-to-face, which is really what our business was built on. Talking with customers. Most of our designs came from us going out in our booth, customers coming into the booth and saying, "Hey, have you thought about doing an Iwo Jima flag or a Vietnam memorial flag?" Or, all of these different ideas, these things that mean something really, really powerful to these patriots. So that's where most of our flag designs came from. We didn't come up with them ourselves. It really came from going around the entire country and talking to patriots.
From we the people.
Yeah, it's their designs, it's not really so much ours. We're creating them, but they're inspired by our customers. So everything is going great. Then COVID hits. We lose that face-to-face connection with our customer. We try to reinvent ourselves online, and it does pretty good. COVID, people were very open-minded to, this new experience of fake, not really face-to-face, but, just making do with what we had. And that was the internet to connect with people. So the internet business did do well enough that we could continue growing. And eventually what that did was brought us to the realization that we needed to get out of California. We were not happy there. We could not grow our business there. We couldn't expand. Our kids weren't even allowed to go to school there. And then you have that weird thing where half of the state, more than half the state, if you leave your house, they're yelling at you. And so we just got out. And the business allowed us to do that. Our son's idea, literally, like you mentioned, it was the American dream. We started, it allowed us to buy our first home in California. We were renting, and we had no hope of ever owning a home in California. That's just not even possible for people like us. So we went to a more business friendly, a more friendly state completely in Tennessee. And that's where we are now. Our business was doing good there online. About 4 months after we got here to Tennessee, that's when that customer posted the picture of the flag we had made with Trump on it. And that's when, just days later, we were canceled. So after we left the rodeos and the going around the country, we were really left with just social media. So when we got canceled, being illegal to go talk to people, you can't go out in the public and sell. You can't show people your product. That was, against the rules at that time. So the only way you could survive is online. So when those people who control online say, no, you can't come online, you're shut down. And COVID gave all of those businesses a big scare, and all the big companies a really good opportunity to shut us down. And that's exactly what they tried to do. They removed our advertising. We weren't allowed to advertise. When we were going around to rodeos, that was our advertising. And then when that was pulled from us, we had to go into advertising online through Google and Facebook and others. So then when that was taken from us, now we can't advertise online. We can't go around to the public. So we're dead in the water. So after about a month of a pretty desperate search to try to save our business, and now keep a little bit of more context. When we moved from California, my dad retired, and I asked him, hey, why don't you move to Tennessee with us? It's more affordable. It'd be better retirement. We could both get a better place for, the future if we
love Tennessee.
Yeah, it's great. And that's accepted here. People, there's generational properties. I mean, it's probably half the properties here. So my parents moved with us. So we're not just carrying, my family, but, my mom and dad depend on us to keep this property going and this dream alive so that they can enjoy their retirement. So it was a pretty heavy weight when they canceled us. They didn't just cancel our business. They canceled our livelihood, and they canceled my dad and my mother's retirement. So that pressure started to mount over a month or 6 weeks or so, that we were just desperate, and we just could not find anybody that would even touch us.
Tell us what PayPal did to you and how much damage.
Okay. So Facebook canceled us. Google canceled us. We went on to Newsmax. Newsmax solved the problem of advertising. We got in front of a huge audience, bigger audience than we've ever had, and we did great. That wasn't, so now we fixed the problem that big tech had done. Well, big tech's not done. That's not the way they work. When you plug a hole, they poke another one. So now we didn't need to advertise, and Newsmax didn't just do the one interview. They said, hey, look, as your story develops, give us a call. We'll keep you in the news until we get this all figured out. So they saved us. There's just no other way to say it. They actually saved us. So we're doing great. We're not needing Facebook. We're not needing Google, which is great. You have more sales than ever before. And then PayPal comes in and says, oh, no, you're doing too good. We're going to hold all this money. which was about $109. At one point, I think it got to $111,000. And they said that we're going to reevaluate your account in 6 months. And I said, well, first of all, how am I going to fill all these orders if I don't have the capital? And they said, well, this is an exact quote from their customer service person named Scotty, said, you guys have a shady business and we don't think you're going to be in business very much longer.
Oh my.
Said, well, if you hold $100,000, you're dang right we're not going to be in business much longer. And he's all, well, then that's why you have a shady business model. You should be able to do business without money. So here this guy is probably never having a business.
No.
He had to run mine.
Oh, and he's talking to you on the phone from his mother's basement, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure he probably was. It was COVID, so he's not allowed to be at work near people. So I'm sure he was in a basement somewhere yelling at me. He actually made my wife cry. My wife is. I've seen my wife cry. I can count on one hand. I mean, we're talking when her grandmothers passed away and when our children were born, and this guy on the phone rattled her when she's put everything. We both left our previous careers to make this business work. We emptied out my wife's retirement that she had been saving for, I think, 13 years. We cleaned it out. And then when this guy gets on the phone with her, when she's politely just saying, hey, what do we have to do to work through this? And this guy is telling her that you guys have created a shady business. So, I mean, it was not just hard, but these people were, the tactics they use make it very, very difficult. And then when you get them on the phone, if you can get them on the phone, they abuse you and they tell you that your business is bad and that it shouldn't be in business and you're not going to be in business much longer while they're holding all the money that you need to make your business work. And again,
so illegal, capitalism working at its best, living the American dream, hurting no one, being a patriot, and then being attacked, but not only attacking your pocket, but attacking your character and what you do. And obviously, I could tell from your shirt that, you guys have a lot of faith. Imagine if you didn't and you got attacked like this. I mean, where do you go? What do you do? So tell me, what is the state of your company now? Are you done with this attacking? Does the little guy win?
I think we have, because we're still here. I mean, I think the fight is still going on. I definitely wouldn't say we've won, but I would say that we're winning. And I think that it comes to an end. I think that we're going to win, and I'll be able to really declare a victory, if you will. And that's where this is all led to. We realized that because every 3 or 4 months, they would hit us a different way, a slightly different angle. Just about 5 months ago, they shut down our website because of a domain registration, which takes about 10 minutes to do. But they shut us down for 10 days, dragged their feet, and just would not do something that could very easily be done. It turns out that a friend of ours, who's now our CEO, went into the back end of our website and found a way to fix it on our end while they dragged their feet for 10 days, just stalling us, keeping our website off. So it's it never ends. They always are trying to figure out a way to stop you. So we're definitely winning. I don't think that we've won. We will win when in this, we realize that we need legislation. We need to make it illegal for these companies to do that. And there's two different fronts really on that, because there's the banking issue, which is a very, very unique and isolated case, I guess. And then you have the marketing, whereas social media and that kind of thing. So you have these two big tech industries, banking, digital banking, and then digital marketing through social media. And when both of those companies or industries decide to take you out, there's not a whole lot you can do. But what we can do is we can get legislation that makes it illegal for these companies to do that. And in Tennessee, our local legislator found out what was happening to us and spent a lot of time coming over to our property, sitting down with us, really digging deep into everything that we've been through so that he could really understand how to draft a law that would prevent that from happening. His name is Monty Fritz, and he's already drafted one piece of legislation that has passed committee in the Tennessee House, and that would make it illegal for companies like PayPal or banking institutions to arbitrarily just freeze an account for, these. If it's not illegal, if I'm not committing fraud, a bank should not be able to hold my money. And so that's what we're putting into this legislation, that unless someone has broken a law, you can't hold their money. So
it used to be called legislation used to be based on, a little thing called the Constitution.
Yeah.
And it certainly over the years been trampled upon, and this pandemic has certainly sped over, the trampling of our Constitution, what's left of it, that, in this day and age, that we have to create new legislation to protect. And it's not only just your situation, but we have to create new legislation to protect our kids in school against sexuality, to protect all these rights that were originally given to us by God. Inalienable rights, they are called. And all of a sudden, people, the industries, big tech and big pharma and big everything, is acting like it doesn't exist. You can't. It's way too much. It's unbelievable, actually. But, we're so grateful that you're fighting this fight. So let me ask you another question. What kind of advice? Because, somewhere out there is another 6-year-old kid. There's another family. And they're having maybe possibly a discussion about an entrepreneurship or a project. What advice would you give for anybody coming new into this?
I would say do some research on the companies that you're going to build your business on would probably be my best advice. We didn't do that. We assumed all of them were, they were in business to help us be in business so that their business would grow with our business growing. That's what it seems right. You start a website building company, someone does successful using your platform to build their website. You think that that's good for all of us. But as it turns out, when you use Shopify to build your website, they will delete products off of your website without asking you if they don't agree with it. That's what they did with our all of our Christian flags. They took down all of our first responder flags. They took down our military flags. They took down our multicultural flag. They took down. That's a flag that has on the top of it an American flag, and on the bottom another country's flag. And we designed it. It's kind of like, it's a melting pot flag. It's a flag that shows any immigrant that if you come here, you're coming to America. That's why we put the American flag on the top of the flag. But we respect every culture out there. We accept every culture out there. And that's what that flag does, is pay tribute to our melting pot society. And they took it down. They removed it. I think that they choose some flags that they are offended by, and they take it down. And then other flags that kind of contradict their notion of who you are. Like we had a gay pride flag. That's a flag.
They wanted it on the cover.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of people have been upset that we make that flag. But then again, a lot of people get upset that we make our what people call the Confederate flag or the rebel flag. They get mad at that. The reality is that both of those flags have become a part of our culture, and our goal in this company is to make flags that patriotic people want to put in their homes, so that the kids that they're raising in those homes are growing up in a home where the parents are displaying an American flag with pride. We believe that means that those kids will grow up with more pride in America. And
well, also you're the middleman. You're providing a service. Yeah. So it's not like you're coming up with you have a propaganda machine. No, someone's paying you for a service. It's like being a baker, which they've been under attack too. You can choose not to do, you could choose to do it. You have a business, you're trying to feed your family. I love the 3 lineage family that you support. That's the way it's supposed to be. We take care of those who took care of us. We take care of the future. And the only way to do that is to provide a moral upbringing based on ideologies that are very good. And I give you kudos for that. I realized being a patriot a while back, well, some people recognize this, some people don't. I don't care what you say your faith is. If you're a patriot, you believe in God or something strong like that, because you will be attacked and persecuted. We are in end of times. You will be persecuted because guess what? The people sitting on the couches doing nothing, producing nothing, and living like nothing, the devil doesn't attack those people. It is the people like you, my friend, who say, you know what, I'm going to do this beautiful job with my wife and my son, and we're gonna bring happiness to our neighbors because we love them. And then to have the evil come in. So this is the perfect example, James. You are living the dream and also the nightmare, but overcoming, an example in giving hope to others. We really thank you for that. And how do we listen? I'm excited. How do we even get to your flags? What site can we go to? We're patriots.
We're at youramericanflagstore.com. We're actually launching a brand new website in about 2 weeks. We're going to have new products on it. The pricing is all going to change. Right now is a great time to go to our website because of all the changes that we're making right now, which we're going to be putting out a lot of content to explain some of it. And all of it, really is because the people have, when we were canceled, we would not have been able to pull through unless the people responded to us being canceled. I think that the powers that did this to us really miscalculated some of what they're doing. When you cancel the American flag, I think that it really, so when they canceled the Christian cross flag, that was a big mistake. When they canceled the military flag and our first responder flags, those three mistakes by big tech were the biggest ones they made. And the reason is because there are liberals who are police officers. There are liberals who are Marines and soldiers. There are liberals who are Christians. And when they find out that these institutions that they hold so dearly, liberal conservative gets pushed aside very, very quickly. When you attack someone's God, I don't think that they care too much if you're attacking them for a political thing or not, because it doesn't really matter to us. So when these companies attack the Christian cross and they attack religion and they attack the military and they attack first responders, they're attacking something or some things that it should never ever be even definitely not attacked, but they shouldn't even have been approached in a negative way. These are institutions that have built our country up. We are given certain rights by our creator. It's in our Constitution. And so to take out the fact that there's a creator in our society is absolutely nuts. Then to take out the police and then to take out the military that make sure that we're safe, they are attacking everything that is great and that makes us special. Everything that these other countries want to, these other people from these other countries want to come, that melting pot flag, they're attacking those very things that everyone comes here for. And James, a mutual friend of ours, Ken Wassey, he's got a couple friends that, there's a lot of people out there that are fighting for freedoms that I think a lot of Americans take for granted.
And this is why, my friend James, we're happy to host you at this year's Rod of Iron Freedom Festival on October 7th and 8th. And we're so honored. Tell us what you'll be doing on behalf of the festival and what you'll be raffling off.
Oh, we're going to bring a couple of our flags. I think that the best way for the people to see what we do at that event is to actually bring some of them and give them to the people there. So I think we're going to bring 3 flags, and hopefully there's going to be 3 very happy families that go home with our work. And I hope when we do that, we'll get pictures and some kind of correspondence with those people and be able to kind of start a relationship with them. Our customers, again, I can't stress how grateful we are to our customers, how special our customers are. We've actually been, one of the things that resulted from all of this is a reality show that we've been working on. And part of that reality show is that we're going to be going around the country to about 6 of the customers that have incredible stories behind their flags. Oh. We made custom flags for them. One gentleman I think he was 97. He fought in Iwo Jima. He played professional baseball, but professional baseball wasn't exciting for him and it wasn't meaningful to him. So he went and got a job as a police officer in LA, a sheriff deputy. He became one of the very first canine units on the sheriff department many, many years ago. So his wife called and told us about this gentleman's life, and it was so amazing. So we created a flag that had all of these elements of his life. We put the Iwo Jima Memorial on it. We put, as one of the stars, we put a baseball with the logo of his baseball team. And then my wife painted a beautiful hand-painted portrait of a picture of his first dog, canine police dog that he had on the flag. So when we get to take someone's life and work with them and create a piece of art that kind of embodies everything they've done for this country, for their community, and then sacrifice, a Major League Baseball career to go serve people. We have some very, very special customers, and we can't wait to tell some of those stories behind the flags that we've gotten to make.
Well, this is amazing to hear. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you, James Staake, for fighting the good fight and sharing the evils that many patriots are facing today and may be facing in the future. We look forward to seeing you at the Rademeyer Freedom Festival on October 7th and 8th, as well as having you join our We the People rally to Scranton on October 9th on Columbus Day. Please give a big hug to your precious and brilliant son as well. I look forward to meeting you in person and sharing more stories and getting to see your beautiful work in person.
Thank you so much. When Ken told me that I was going to get to do this, I've been really excited, looking forward, a little bit nervous to meet you. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and I cannot wait to see you. And we will be bringing Max. Max is excited about coming up to Pennsylvania and spending some time with you guys and talking with the people that are there and sharing our story. He's the best ambassador for what we do. He really is. It was his idea. He's our founder, and he loves talking with people about our story. So,
well, that's wonderful. You continue to be fighting the fight for us, and we'll be watching. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.